The crystalline chambers of the Galactic Council echoed with a finality that had sealed the fate of countless species. Ambassador Chen stood before the semicircular tribunal, her face carved from stone as High Arbiter Velsharn delivered humanity's sentence. By unanimous decree, the towering reptilian announced, his voice resonating through translation matrices. Humanity is hereby expelled from Galactic Council space. Your kind has 3 cycles to evacuate all territories. The chamber erupted in approving clicks, hums, and chirps from the assembled delegates. The Draknari representatives' scales shimmered with satisfaction. The ethereal luminary pulsed with righteous vindication. Even the typically neutral Cognari nodded their bulbous heads in agreement. Chen's jaw tightened. May I ask what crime warranted this exile? Velsharn's eyes narrowed to slits. Your species' aggression, your unpredictability, your refusal to accept your designated role as a peripheral member species. He gestured dismissively. You may have discovered faster-than-light travel, but you are children playing with fire. The Council has decided, for the good of galactic stability, that humanity must be quarantined beyond the outer barrier. Beyond the barrier? Chen's voice cracked. That's the void. Nothing survives out there. Then perhaps, the Arbiter replied coldly, you should have learned your place. 3 months later, the last human vessel crossed the outer barrier into uncharted space. Behind them, the Council erected quantum beacons declaring the region forbidden territory, then promptly forgot about the exiled species. It was, after all, how things had always been done. The Council had made this miscalculation exactly once before, 10,000 years ago. That species had gone extinct within a generation. Humanity would not. 50 years later, a Draknari surveyor vessel malfunctioned near the barrier. Drifting helplessly, Captain Thresh prepared for death, until sensors detected an approaching craft. His blood chilled when he recognized the configuration. Human. But this was not the vessel of the primitive species they'd expelled. This ship was enormous, its hull composed of materials that made Thresh's instruments scream with impossible readings. It moved with a grace that defied its size, folding space around itself in ways Council physics deemed theoretically impossible. A communication channel opened. Draknari vessel. This is the Terran Confederacy ship Undaunted. We've detected your distress. Do you require assistance? Thresh's mandibles trembled. You survived? The human voice carried amusement. Survived? Captain, we thrived. Now do you want help or not? They towed his vessel to a nearby station, one that shouldn't have existed. As Thresh emerged, his world shattered. The station was a city, a massive construct that dwarfed anything the Council had ever built. Humans moved purposefully through corridors alongside species Thresh had never seen before. Not conquered subjects, but partners, their body language speaking of mutual respect. Welcome to Haven Station, his human escort said. Population 8 million, one of 417 such stations throughout the frontier territories. Impossible, Thresh whispered. The void is uninhabitable. No resources, no habitable world. Funny thing about impossibility, the human replied. It's just another problem waiting to be solved. Your people said we were too aggressive? We turned that aggression toward survival. You said we were unpredictable? We used that creativity to innovate. You wanted to quarantine us in darkness? She gestured at the thriving station around them. We built our own light. Over the following hours, Thresh learned the truth that would soon shake the Council to its foundations. Humanity hadn't merely survived, they'd evolved. The void's harsh conditions and strange physics had forced innovations the comfortable Council species had never needed to develop. Humans had encountered and allied with dozens of species exiled throughout history, forming a true confederation based on merit and mutual benefit, rather than the Council's rigid hierarchy. They'd cracked faster-than-light communications, rendering the Council's relay network obsolete. They'd mastered zero-point energy extraction, making resource scarcity a distant memory. They'd even discovered the precursor vaults, ancient repositories of technology from the galaxy's first civilization, hidden in the void where the Council had never bothered to look. But most terrifying of all, humanity had grown beyond their need for the Council entirely. When Thresh returned with his report, panic rippled through the Council chambers. The exile that was meant to eliminate a troublesome species had instead created a rival power on their doorstep, a power with superior technology, abundant resources, and a collective memory of the injustice done to them. High Arbiter Velsharn, now ancient and brittle, convened an emergency session. We must act before they retaliate. Prepare the defense fleets, but Ambassador Chen, now gray-haired and bearing the insignia of Terran Confederacy Chancellor, appeared on their screens before they could mobilize. Behind her, representatives of 50 allied species stood in solidarity. "Honored Council," she began, her voice carrying the weight of decades. "We've received word of your military preparations. I'm here to inform you they're unnecessary. The Terran Confederacy has no interest in conquest or revenge." Velsharn's scales rattled with confusion. "Then what do you want?" Chen's smile was cold. "Nothing from you. We wanted you to know that the outer barrier will be coming down. The Confederacy is opening trade routes through our territory. Any species wishing to join us on equal terms will be welcomed. We're offering the galaxy an alternative to your council's hierarchy. You cannot, we can, and we will. You tried to bury us in darkness, Arbiter. Instead, you forced us to become our own sun. Today, that sun rises over a new age." The transmission ended, leaving the council in chaos. Within a decade, 37 council species had defected to the Confederacy. Within 2, the council's authority existed in name only. Humanity never fired a shot in anger. They didn't need to. They'd built something better, and the galaxy had voted with its feet. History would record that the council's greatest mistake wasn't underestimating humanity's resilience. It was teaching them that they didn't need anyone's permission to reach for the stars. In the end, exile hadn't banished humanity from greatness. It had freed them to achieve it.